Behind me is the Place de la Concorde. It's in present day France, of course, but it has history very connected with the French Revolution, which is going to dominate this week's module. It was a political revolution of world consequence, but it also had highly significant military effects, a military dimension. And so that's why we're spending so much time on the French Revolution, and that's why our background is the Place de la Concorde. Now, before the French Revolution broke out in 1789, this this place in Paris, was known as Place Louis XV, which is means the Place of King Louis the 15th, and it had a statue of King Louis the 15th there. When the French Revolution broke out, the statue was torn down, and the area became known as La Place de la Révolution. Um, and uh, um, uh, and so the revolutionaries, placed it there, called it the Place de la Révolution, and all the guillotinings that you are familiar with during the French Revolution, all the executions that occurred with the famous guillotine, the sharp blade that came down via this wooden column and sliced the heads off of people very, very efficiently. Those executions occurred right here in the Place de la Révolution. Sorry, I'm taking some medication that's hurting my ability to speak very well today. Well, in 1795, while the revolution was still going on, the revolution had undergone such a revolutionary phase, such a radical phase, that in 1795, those who were still in control of the revolution wanted to signal greater moderation in the revolution and reconciliation. And so this area became known as La Place de la Concorde, sort of the place of getting along, and that is the name by which it has undergone today. Now, this week's modules are going to carry you through the beginning of the French Revolution on through the end of the reign of Napoleon I, and then a short section on the two major figures who analyzed Napoleon's warfare and sort of tried to figure out what made Napoleon a genius at war, and then in fact, how can we replicate that now that we understand the principles by which Napoleon operated, or by understanding the sort of the theory of war, the broader theory of war within which Napoleon I operated. So we're going to deal with all that. But next week, for the next 2 weeks, we're going to look at Napoleon's campaigns in detail. But you cannot look at Napoleonic warfare without looking at the French Revolution and the wars of revolution that they spawned. And so that is going to be the focus of this week's lecture presentations. Now, I think, as I mentioned previously, obviously I've been sick. I don't want to get into the details of it, but I've been pretty sick this week. Last week it was friends and family and so forth. Well, this week it's hit me, and so life ain't so great right now, and that's thrown us behind. But by the end of this week, we should be caught up. Now, we're going to get caught up in a couple of different ways. The first way is I'm going to dispense with the discussion groups for this week. That should save you some time. And we're only going to have one quiz this week that will occur on Friday, and we'll go on through. You'll be required to turn it in on this coming Sunday at 5 p.m. sort of per usual. Okay, but there'll be just the one quiz, and I think that's about it in terms of the adjustments that are going on for the week. But I hope that they are sufficient. I hope that you'll continue to bear with me as I kind of bear with this stuff that I've got, which is still kind of indeterminate. There's going to need to be some testing to determine what exactly is going on, but at least today I'm up and about and able to more or less do my job. And that's pretty much it so far. There's some grading that still needs to be done. I need to regrade those Quiz 3A rewrites. So far, they look pretty good. There's another written assignment that I need to take care of as well. Your PCA reports number 1. I'll try to get those done to you this week as well. They'll be 2 of my priorities. But for right now, sit back and enjoy part 1 of the lectures concerning the French Revolution and Napoleon. Okay, take care.